it's Michelle from Scrap Secrets and welcome to another video. So this is kind of going to be like a sketch challenge. I know I haven't done one in 2 weeks. It was 4th of July and then last weekend I was working on several orders that I had to get done. So I did not have time last week. But I wanted to talk to you about the MFT Summer School. These are the first 5 classes: white space, primary colors, repetition, complementary colors, and symmetry. So we're going to be doing number 2, primary colors. So we're going to be using reds, blues, and yellows to do this card. So I picked out a stencil that's the Love stencil from MFT, and we're going to start working on that with 2 colors of Distress inks, Abandoned Coral and Candied Apple. I'm going to show you the images in a little bit that I stamped with my Tim Holtz stamping platform and already cut out with my brother's Scan and Cut. So the reason that I have this, the rest of this masked off, is that I'm a terrible judge of when I'm getting close to the sides, and I've ruined so many pieces, and I don't want to do that here. So the first thing I'm doing is going in with Abandoned Coral. Now this is like an orangish red, so I tried to pick Copic markers that were similar to the 2 reds that I picked out. This one is a brighter red. The other one, like I said, is more of a orangey red. This does have some orange tones to it too. So I kind of want both of the colors coming in there. Get darker around the edges and then a little bit lighter in the middle. So, nice thing about Distress inks is that you can keep going back and forth until you have the blend and the colors that you liked. Now, there's not going to be much of a difference between the 2 of these. So, I really could have just done one color, and I might just do one color on the L, the V, and the E, depending on what I feel like doing. So, I'm going to wipe off the stencil so that I don't contaminate it, and I'm going to take these 2 pieces off that are surrounding the L and the V and the E, and I'm going to put them over the heart so that I don't mess the heart up now. So our card is using the primary colors, and we're going to be using the Pure Innocence stamp set called Fresh Squeezed. So this is it. I also stamped out the Pure Innocence girl from Beach Day, and I cut them out with my brother Scan and Cut, and this is the remainder of what was on there. So they did get a little bit of the black lines, which I don't mind, because if you look at this, look at the amazing detail around her hair, around the straw, and I probably will take a black marker and go around some of the edges just to get rid of some of that white, but amazing. It's absolutely amazing what this machine does. So I'm getting used to it. We're going to take some Salty Ocean Distress ink now and start inking up the letters. But it is really amazing what this machine will do. I'm super impressed with its cutout so far. So we're just inking it up with Salty Ocean. And then, like I said, I'm not even sure if I'm going to go in with the Mermaid Lagoon, but I probably will. See, I would have gone over the heart at this point, because I'm terrible at judging. I think that I'm far enough away, and with these mini ink blending tools, they're round, and I try to go in circular motions, and I don't always pay attention to exactly what I'm doing. So the Salty Ocean is the lighter blue, and then I will go in with a little bit of mermaid ink, but very, very little. So like I said, I try to pick Copic colors that were kind of complementary to the colors that we were using. Maybe I'll do like an ombre look. Go from the bottom up. Just kind of do that. Yeah, fade it out. I should have done that with the heart too, but didn't think about it. So there's the Mermaid Lagoon. I'm just going to go back with a tiny, tiny bit of Salty Ocean to blend it out so there's no harsh lines. So I'm going to pick this up, and we should have the, yep, oh, see, I got a little bit of the blue on the white. So what I probably will do is I'm probably going to take my trimmer, which is back here, and just maybe cut this piece down. That way we don't waste it. I hate when I try never to throw things away. And I got some red at the top too. I really try not to do that, not to throw things away. So going to be 5 inches. That still looks a little centered to me. So, okay. So it's going to be a little bit shorter at the top. So then it's going to have this piece of yellow behind it. So the top and the bottom are going to have a little bit of a bigger border than the sides, but that's okay. I kind of wish that I had kept it to the same length, which actually I can do that. I will do that. I will cut this down to 4 inches so that it's the same on the sides, which I'll show you in 1 second if that doesn't make sense. So that there's no border on the sides, it's just on the top and bottom. So then it looks like it was supposed to be that way. See, problem solved. Easy. So sometimes when you're crafting, you definitely have to change directions, and that is me a lot of the times. I definitely have to change directions because what I think I'm going to do in the beginning is usually not how the project turns out. Like the way I have it in my mind is not the way that the project comes together. So just wiping off my craft mat with some, this is an old baby wipe, and just reactivated it with some water, and then just taking an old paper towel and cleaning it. It's very easy when you use this craft mat to just kind of wipe everything up. And normally I would have my black mat underneath here, but I do not, because I did that in a video of if you have $50 to craft, what should you buy? So that's another series I started doing. And we're going to do another couple of episodes, maybe $75 to $100, and then $150 to $200, something like that. So anyway, we're going to get back to the girl. So we're going to be using E00 and E11 to color her in. So I like to start with the lightest and just color basically the whole thing in. Leave the middle kind of like a white highlight. And then I usually go back in, and when I blend things out, I'll go back over it. Now I did use some MFT Extreme Black ink to stamp these images in, and I kind of let them dry a little bit. The reason for that is so that they don't bleed. I've never actually had them bleed, but just to be on the safe side, not using this. With other inks I've had it bleed, but not with this one, I don't think. So we're just going to color in all of her flesh tone areas, and then go back in with the E11 and highlight. I'm not sure how much of this you guys really want to see. It's just basic Copic coloring. I don't do anything fancy. I am definitely not great with Copics. I'm still learning. Still have a lot of fun with it though. You're just kind of filling in some of the natural places where there would be shadows because of clothing or objects that are around her. And down on the side, where there's hair. So, and I'm doing this a little fast. If I was actually doing this off camera, I probably would take much more time to go back and blend, and I would obsess about where the shadows should be. However, with this video, I don't want it to be 3 hours long, so I'm gonna try to speed things up a little bit and just, you know, wherever my first natural instinct is to put the darker colors, that's where it's gonna go, and I'm sure that it'll look fine. So here you go. Here's what her skin tone looks like. Like I said, it's really not blended out. I mean, I'm gonna try not to obsess about this. Some of the markers don't blend as well as others, or sometimes I just forget to go back and it leaves kind of a harsher line. That's a little bit better. So now we're going to color in her lemonade. So we're going to use Y06 to color in her lemonade, and then her little lemon. So there's not going to be much blending going on. This is super, super tiny. So I'm just going to add a little bit. I'm going to make her straw red, so I'm just going to pick one of the reds. This is R17. I just picked it very randomly. No rhyme or reason about it. If I thought about it, I could have put like little blue stripes in there, but it's so tiny that honestly you can barely even see it. So we're going to color in her dress blue. So I'm going to use B45, And now, again, I just picked these blues at random. This one I probably should not have picked. Probably should have done a different color, but we're gonna go with it now because I've already colored it. So this would be good for like a 4th of July, Labor Day card, because I'm gonna color her dress in red and blue. Now you can go back in and use white and do dots, and that's actually what I might do. I might go back in and do a couple dots on things and do some highlights. Again, if I had more time, if I was doing this not for a video, I would definitely do that stuff. But we'll see. We'll see how time is going. It's already 10 minutes. And I don't want you guys to be super bored because I'm sitting here coloring. So, and I think we're gonna leave her socks white, and we'll do her shoes the same color blue. So, and I did not grab a gray, but I probably will do either a cool gray or the lightest neutral gray that I have, and just go around her socks to make it look like it's white. So then we're going to use, we did R17, so let's do R27 for a little belt here. We have a lot of blue, but not a lot of red in this. So I'm trying to decide if I like that stripe white or I should do it red. And I think I'm gonna do it red, which as soon as I do it, I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have left it white, because that's what I do all the time. I second guess myself. Now, again, I could go back and I could do some highlights. This is the darker color. I could go in the middle and kind of try to put a little bit of light in there. But again, I'm not really worried about the Copic coloring. It's more about the principle of showing you that you can do, use the three primary colors and do a whole card on it. At first I thought this was probably going to be my hardest challenge, because I'm like, how am I going to do red, blue, and yellow together and make it look good? And you know, you often think of the primary colors as kind of babyish stuff. So sometimes it's hard to even think like, oh, what could I possibly do? So when we're using C1 to do a little bit of her socks, just kind of give it a little bit of highlight, kind of make it look white. And then I'm going to do a little bit in the glass. So now if that really bothers you, you could go in and snip this piece out. I'm trying to see. I probably will just go in and snip that out, because he cut around everything. The brother Scan and cut around everything else so nicely, and that's easy enough to do. Now I know some people do like that little white border that's around the dies. When you get dies with MFT or with any other company, sometimes they have the white border around there. I don't mind it, but I actually like when there is no border around it. So these blues don't exactly match. Oh well. This is, again, it's just one of these things where I'm trying to experiment, trying to see what I can do in the confines of probably less than 15 or 20 minutes, and if I can do these cards. So this is an old Martha Stewart glue stick. It's probably expired. It was probably expired back when I got it. It was when Michaels was getting rid of all their Martha Stewart stuff, and I found this in my drawer the other day, or a couple weeks ago. So, but it still makes things stick, so I'm okay with it now. I did not center that very well. Let's see if I can redo this. I'm missing my mat. I use it for everything. I use it to line everything up and make sure everything is straight and even. And I did not do any better with this one. Let's see if I do it this way. I'm really terrible at lining things up. I feel so much pressure when I do these videos to do everything right on the first time. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I feel that way. But I always do. I always feel pressured. So if we do this, and I think I'm just going to pop her up in the middle. So I have these So if you guys got these foam dots, these were like a pack of 100 for $1, I think at AC Moore or Michael's or something. I used all of the foam, like the circles in the middle, but you want to keep these because the nice thing about it is you can still use these. These still work as pop dots. So I never throw any of this away. I use the whole entire thing, which is fantastic because I am all about using all of your supplies. So, as someone is texting me. Sorry about that. So I love using all of my supplies for things, and if I can stretch something out and get more out of it, I 100% will. So, and then the only thing I have to do is figure out if I can get a little sliver to go behind the glass. And this, what's nice about this, you can make it any size you want. And then there's strips along the side that you could even use, like when you finish it, strips along the side you could even use for when you make, if you're making a shaker card. So, okay. So here it is, we put it here. So let's first glue this down. This is not typically a card that I guess I would do. I don't know. I think it kind of looks, it definitely looks different in my head. I'm not sure that I'm so crazy about it now that I see what it looks like, but we'll see when it all comes together. I think the mixture of the stencil and the Pure Innocence girl is a little strange, and maybe this is a little plain. Like maybe I would have needed a black background to kind of, or something else to on the sides. I think I really did need something else, but we'll see. This is, again, it's just what happens when you play around and you have an idea in your head. And you know, if I was doing this off camera, I probably would have stopped to try to fix things a million times. I might have even started her over because the blues don't exactly match. But there is the Pure Innocence cards, and that's in under 20 minutes, so not bad for me. Usually it takes me like an hour and a half to make cards. So this is for the challenge number 2, primary colors. Like I said, the first one is white space, and then there is our complementary colors, repetition, and what's the last one? And symmetry. So I'm going to start working on some of the other ones. Definitely going to be using the Beach Girl on another one. I'll see if I can make another video tonight. And they're all due by noon tomorrow, so Thursday. And then I definitely want to use this for the Clean and Simple card, the white space. And I haven't figured out what I wanted to do with repetition. Now, the other thing that I was thinking before I did the love card, what my idea was, and I don't think that I can do this to enter it into the challenge, was to use this stamp set from Concord and Ninth, Orange You Sweet stamp set, and I was going to use these pieces here with to make a lemon and just have them all over the background. Now I don't have anything like that from MFT, or else I would have used that. I do kind of like the love. I think it's kind of cute with the lemonade, and you know, it kind of goes with the theme. So I hope that you guys like this. It's not my favorite card, but I don't think it was too bad for a card in under 20 minutes for a challenge. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have comments or questions, please feel free to leave them below or send me a message, and I'll see you again real soon for another video. Bye!